Teachers, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year as well. We've been able to wrap up our teacher in-services in-person meetings with Washington and Sandpoint, and we have one more to go in Post Falls, Idaho. But I've been excited to be with you and to kind of overview the new curriculum with you as we prepare for this new year in January to study the New Testament. It's going to be great. If you have any questions as we wrap up this semester with the test or with logging in information, please reach out to me or Kim. We'd be happy to help you. I've been able to see almost everybody teach and been in all their classrooms except for a couple in the northern, Cusick areas of Washington and that stake up there in the North Stake of Spokane. And then also I've missed a few teachers still in the Sandpoint stake. But it's been fun to be in your classes and to see what you do to be able to help the students learn. And I'm excited to catch the rest of you teaching here in the first part of the new year. But I'm grateful for all that you do. I want you to know that there isn't a day I go by that I'm not in a class and thinking to myself, these wonderful people are sacrificing so much to teach the children in their respective wards and stakes about the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so as we prepare for this year, this particular email that I'm sending out today, and as well as this module on our Canvas class that'll be under December 2022, will kind of have some information. It has this video that I'm making and speaking to you right now. It'll also have a video about the new Doctrinal Mastery app. That app will have Doctrinal Mastery scriptures and help the students memorize keywords and phrases of scriptures, as well as memorize the entire verses of scriptures as well. Doctrinal Mastery in 2023 is going to resume in full force, kind of like Scripture Mastery used to be. And we're going to spend a lot more time trying to help students memorize scriptures, have activities to help them know where the key words, and references are in the scriptures, meaning that they'll know, like, if I need a scripture about being a good example, Matthew 5:14-16 is the light of the world. And that would be a scripture that I would not only know the reference and meaning of and where it's located, but I'd also be able to have parts of that verse memorized. That you're a light of the world and a city set on the hill cannot be hid, right? And so we need to do a better job of focusing on Doctrinal Mastery, and I wanted to make you available of a resource. If I was coming into LDS.org and clicked on libraries, and I went to Gospel Library, let me do this just right here. And I went down to Gospel Library, back up here for a minute, come down to Gospel Library, there we go, clicked on the wrong thing. If I came into the Gospel Library and came to books and lessons, and then came to seminary, I would see these documents, and here's the most important one. It'd be the 2023 New Testament Seminary Teacher Manual. This is what we'll be teaching and using from. There will be a student manual for students to reference or do makeup work, or for home study students, but we will teach from the New Testament Seminary Teacher Manual 2023. Also, we will use the Doctrinal Mastery Core document of 2023. It's in this manual that you'll find the Doctrinal Mastery scriptures for the year. So there'll be a little bit about the introduction to Doctrinal Mastery, and then acquiring spiritual knowledge lesson will be in this manual. And then if you click here, you'll have the Doctrinal Mastery scriptures and key references for the New Testament. So here's the Old Testament first, and here's the New Testament scriptures. Now we want to do the very first 13 scriptures this semester from January to June in Doctrinal Mastery. So that's all the ones in the Gospels, Matthew, Luke, and John, and all the way into the first 2 Corinthians scriptures. These are the scriptures we'll work on knowing where the references are, and also memorizing the scriptures. So for example, the scripture Matthew 5:14-16, you're a light of the world. You have the autonomy to help kids remember that by creating a rhyme, creating actions or hand gestures or whatever you need to do to help them remember that if they need a scripture that teaches about being a good example or being the light of the world or letting your light shine or letting your goodness show, that scripture is Matthew 5:14-16. And you may come up with some key phrases to remember, like Matthew 5:14, my light is shining, if you're trying to rhyme a verse, for example, or Matthew 5:14-16, you're the light of the world, or Matthew 5:14-16, let your light so shine. And anything we could do to help students associate and remember what the scripture is about, that we're the light of the world, and where it's found, Matthew 5:14, is going to be paramount to a student being able to have success in using the scriptures to teach later on in life, whether that's to their own children or on a mission, or to just use that scripture and recall it to their memory when they're have most need of it in struggling with temptation or struggling with situations they're faced with in their life. And so wouldn't it be wonderful if every single student, for example, this year in seminary, they just knew the scripture and they knew it well, that if any man would do his will, he should know of the doctrine, whether it be of God or whether I speak of myself, in John 7:17. And they just knew the doctrine that if I want to gain a testimony, I have to live the gospel. I have to live it to know it. In fact, maybe we develop keywords and references like doing equals knowing, John 7:17. You got to live it to really know it. And so we want to help these students really, in comparison to the last couple years, we really want to put a focus on them knowing the scriptures and the doctrinal mastery scriptures. So know that all 25 from the New Testament are found in this manual. And again, that's the Doctrinal Mastery core document. So it's this book right here. It's this one, 2023, that will have all the scriptures. It's also in the Acquiring Spiritual Knowledge lesson as well. So hopefully that's helpful to you as a teacher, as a resource to know where that's at. Best of luck. Please watch these other additional 2 videos that will help you understand the new curriculum as well as understand the new Doctrinal Mastery app that can help your students learn and know scriptures. So I hope you have a wonderful holiday and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and hope to be able to see you all soon. God bless.